Hey guys, this is Rachel with Cypress Textiles, and today we're going to be making the Celtic Lace Join for hexagons. So I'm going to start with a hexagon that is 84 single crochet on the very final round, and that is 14 stitches per side. If your hexagon's bigger, I will show you how to kind of fix that on the second round. But this is just one that's for 84 stitches because it's for the 2022 VVCAL, and that's how big the hexagons are. All right, so I'm gonna start with my background color here, and I'm going into a corner single crochet, and I'm gonna just join my yarn with a slip stitch. And now in that very same stitch, I'm gonna do 3 single crochet. And this round is really easy. You're just making this foundation round because it's gonna bring your background color a little more neatly against the edge of your hexagon. So you're just gonna make a single crochet border in your background color. So just make 1 single crochet in every stitch to the next corner, and then place 3 single crochet in the next corner all the way around until you finish your single crochet round. Okay, so I've joined the round with a slip stitch in the first single crochet, and now I'm ready for round 2. And this is going to be a V-stitch round. So we're going to go into the same stitch as the slip stitch. So the center single crochet of this 3 single crochet corner. And I'm going to do a single crochet chain 1, and that's a beginning DC. So that's the first double crochet of the round. And then I'm going to chain 2, 1 for the corner, and then make a double crochet in the same stitch. And so you have a little V stitch in the corner there, beginning DC, chain 1, double crochet. And now without chaining 1, you're just going to skip 1 single crochet, and then basically double crochet, chain 3, double crochet in the next stitch. Okay, so this time you're chaining 3 in your V-stitch. And now you're gonna skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and make your same DC, chain 3, DC. Okay, skip 3 again. DC, chain 3, DC. And I'll show you how the side looks in a second so you can see where the stitches are. And skip 3, DC, chain 3, DC. All right, and now you're at your corner. You're just gonna skip this 1 single crochet right before your corner and work double crochet, chain 1, double crochet for your corner. Okay, I'm gonna back up and show you how the side looks. So in the corner, remember it's DC, chain 1 DC, and then these 4 on the side have chain 3. All right, and I'm just gonna continue this way around until I get back to the beginning. All right, so here's how it looks with round 2 finished, and I just made a slip stitch in the beginning DC to finish the round. And remember when I said I would say kind of a little bit about what you should do if your hexagon has a different stitch count on the final round? Well, you can solve that in round 2. That's really where you're gonna have to do some foundation work if your stitch count is different. So when you see that you skip 3 here, you're gonna have to play with that number if your stitch count is different. So you might have to skip 4 in the middle part, or you might have to skip 2 only and kind of see if that works for you. But you're gonna have to skip a different number of stitches here to be able to do this join if your stitch count is different. It's still possible, but you will have to skip. So for example, you can skip 2 instead of skipping 1 on either side of the corner. You're just gonna have to play with it on the second round. And that's where you can make sure. You might even fiddle with the stitch count on the first round, but that's gonna be a little more visible because you're gonna have to be increasing or decreasing here. So really the second round is where you should mess around a little bit to make sure you can still do this join if your hexagon is a different size. So in this corner chain space, I'm gonna go ahead and go with a beginning double crochet. So that is a single crochet, chain 1, and then chain 1 for the corner, and double crochet in the same chain space. And then I'm gonna make 5 DC in each of these 4 chain spaces. So just go ahead and make 20 DC, 5 in each of the 4 chain spaces across. Okay, so I've done my 5 double crochet in each of the next 4 chain spaces, and then all you're going to do is make in your next chain space, it's a chain 1 space next, and you can do DC, chain 1 DC for your corner, and then just continue around in that way until you get back to the beginning. Okay, so here's how we're looking with the 3rd round on, and I made a slip stitch in the first beginning DC to close the round. And it does look a little ruffly, and that is normal. On the next round, we're going to do some chains, and that's going to help kind of make these 5 DC groups kind of stick up more. And so they'll be taller and they won't be so wide, and it'll stop the ruffling. So the first thing we're going to do is work a single crochet, chain 5, single crochet in this corner chain space. So single crochet, chain 5, single crochet in the first chain space, and then chain 3. And now we're going to locate the center double crochet of this 5 DC group, and so that means you're going to skip 3 double crochet, 1, 2, and 3, and then you're at this center double crochet. Make a single crochet there and chain 3. And now you're going to be skipping 4, because again you're going to find this center double crochet, so skip 1, 2, 3, 4, and single crochet, chain 3, and again skip 4, single crochet, chain 3, and once more skip 4 double crochet, single crochet, chain 3. Okay, so here's how it looks so far, and you can see you're skipping 4 and you're only chaining 3, so it's going to automatically make your little 5 DC groups stand up more, and you can see it's already happening. With these it looks like it's straight across, and with these ones it goes in a little zigzag. So now you're up to your corner chain space, and you're skipping these 3 double crochet to get to that corner chain space. And so just make your corner, single crochet, chain 5, and single crochet in the same corner chain space. All right, so that's how you're going to work all the way around till you get back to the beginning. All right, so I finished this final round, and I made a slip stitch in the first single crochet, and this is just the first hexagon, and so that's why you work it complete like that. So all of the remaining hexagons are going to be joined on, so on this final chain space round. So for the first hexagon, you will work this 4th round complete like this. For the rest of them, I'm going to show you how to join them on that final round. So here's your first hexagon that you've done for your blanket complete, and you can just go ahead and cut your yarn and weave your end there. All right, so now I'm going to show you, I'm going to work my first 3 rounds on this next hexagon. So for your second hexagon, you work the first 3 rounds exactly the same. So I'm just going to go ahead and work 3 rounds on this hexagon, and then when I'm all caught up there, I'm going to show you how to join it on the final round. Okay, so I'm all caught up on my second motif, and what you're going to want to do is just work one side plain up to the second corner. So go ahead and do your single crochet, chain 5, single crochet in the first chain space, and then do your chain 3 and single crochet in the center DC of these 5 DC group all the way across. And then once you're at your next corner, you can make your single crochet and then chain 2. So normally there's a chain 5 here, so you're just going to chain 2 at the moment, and so you have one side completed, and then we're going to join on this next side. So I'm going to take my completed motif, and I'm going to find this corner right here, any corner, chain loop, and then just remove this loop from the hook. We're going to PLT join, which is my pull loop through join. And you've probably worked this join before with single crochet, where you just make a single crochet, pull loop through the completed motif, and then single crochet and repeat that across, and it makes kind of like a tight twisting join. But you can also use this method whenever you're making a braid or like a flat braid join. I use it as well. And then so that's what we're going to do here is even though you're not making single crochet, you're still going to pull this loop through. So I still call it PLT join because you're pulling the loop through. So release the loop from your hook and insert your hook front to back through this 5 chain space from your completed motif. And this is the corner motif, and this is the corner of the motif, and it's we're going to join on this adjacent side. So you can see we're going to join across here, and we're going to join to this side as we go. So this is our corner that we're going to start with. I'm going to insert my hook front to back, and then grab that loop, pull the loop through to the front, and then chain 3. So this center, the very first chain you make of this chain 3 is going to encase your chain 5 space here, and that makes the join. So then your other 2 chains are just to complete your chain 5 of the motif in progress. So you're going to chain 2 and then PLT on the 3rd chain, and then chain 2 again. So you're going to chain 5 total, and your center chain is going to be a PLT chain to join. So now you're just going to go straight back to the motif you're working on and make single crochet in that same chain space, and that finishes your first corner. And you can see this is the completed motif corner, and this is our new corner, and you can see that it just looks like one is intertwining with the other one, but they both look the same as far as their distance because they both have 5 chains. So now we're going to do chain 1 and then release the loop from the hook. Oh, actually on this first one, you're not going to join. So instead of chaining 1, you're going to do chain 3. All right, and then skip 3 just like normal. Find this center double crochet and single crochet in it. And then chain 1 and find the corresponding adjacent chain space. So we worked this chain 3 without joining anything, and that corresponds to this chain space right here, so we're skipping it. And the chain space that I'm working on now corresponds to this second chain space, chain 3 space. So I'm going to insert my hook front to back through this second chain 3 space, grab my loop, pull loop through to the front, and chain 2. And that's going to finish our chain 3 space. Now we're going to go into the next center double crochet of the next 5DC group. Make your single crochet, chain 1, find your adjacent chain space, which is the next chain 3 space, grab your loop, pull loop through, and chain 2. Okay, go again into the next center double crochet just like normal. Make your single, chain 1, go into this next chain space, pull loop through, and chain 2. All right, now we're going to put single crochet in the center DC of the next 5DC group. And this one, we're not going to be joining anything. So on the chain 3 spaces on either side of the chain 5 corner, I'm not joining them because it makes a more decorative corner when you do not join them. So you can see how that corner looks right here. So it looks like a triangle with the chain 5 corners meeting in the middle. And then the reason why it looks so nice with these empty spaces is because the chain 3 space on either side of this corner are not linked up. If they were, this would be pinched closed and this space would be smaller. All right, and then it wouldn't be such a decorative corner. So that's why I'm skipping them. And if you see Celtic Lace Join for squares, which is my join that I made in 2013 of Celtic Lace Join for squares, then you can see on those I also did not join the chain 3 spaces on either side of the corner chain space, and it just makes for a more decorative corner. So I'm just going to chain 3 and then single crochet in my next corner chain space, and now I'll chain 2 and find my chain 5 corner. Remember, we're skipping this chain 3 because we're not going to join it. So I'm going front to back through my chain 5 corner, grab my loop, pull loop through, and chain 3. All right, then single crochet in the same chain space, and our side is complete. So this is how it looks when your first side is joined here. So you've got your corner spaces linked up, you've got these chain 3 spaces skipped, not joined up, and then these following 3 chain 3 spaces are joined. and the next chain 3 space is not joined, and then my chain 5 corner is joined. All right, so now I'm just going to finish the rest of the motif just without joining anything, just like normal. So you'll work it just for your, exactly for your first motif. You're going to finish out the remaining 4 sides of this motif, and then just single slip stitch in the first single crochet, and then you can cut your yarn and weave your ends, and that's going to be your second motif joined on. And you're going to make, for your first row of hexagons, you're going to do the exact same thing for each of your remaining hexagons of the row, just like you did for the second one. So each one you're going to be adding it on this side every time, just like this, so that you have a row of hexagons and they're all joined on one side. And then you're going to have to join your next hexagon either up here or right here, and I'll show you how to do that. So you can see now how 2 corners look when they're joined together. And so on the next hexagon, I'll show you how it looks when 3 hexagons meet in the middle and what you do at this corner. All right, so for now, I'm just going to finish this hexagon around, and then I'll show you how to do that 3rd hexagon join up.